Welcome one and all. We're just about to get started here. It is the final race of the iRacing LeMans series for 2020. Well, technically speaking, it's the end of season 4 2020, and we roll over into season 1 2021 in 2 weeks' time. And for all the aficionados out there, it's Raidillon actually. Get your hyperpogs in the chat. Get absolutely every emoji you can think of in the chat. This is going to be a great send-off for the series. You're joining us on Raidillon TV, the only corner you'll ever need, because we got it wrong the first time, won't get it wrong the second time. Welcome to Raidillon TV, the only corner you'll ever need. We are here at Spa-Francorchamps. Bienvenue, bonjour, bonsoir to, well, the French people speaking of Belgium. I think this is in your neck of the woods. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, sim time with a track length of 70 kilometers. That would be amazing. 7 kilometers. At an altitude of 414 meters above sea level. It's partially cloudy with a good, strong 20-ish kilometers an hour wind to the south. Track temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, 68 Fahrenheit. It's myself. And it's also Craig King. Craig, how are we?
Good evening, Rob. I am fine, thank you very much. I hope you are doing well as well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rob's hyped up Spa. What more can I say about Spa apart from, well, respect the track mix. It's very, very hard for track motors around here, but it's not a big issue for a lot of these drivers. Stacked field. It's almost like we're saying goodbye to Spa, and to be fair, with no Spa in the schedule for next season, why not? It's a fantastic send-up. 4.3k strength of field for the LMP1s, a 4.1k for the LMP2s, and a massive 5.5k for the GTE. One of the strongest GTE fields we have seen this season. And when you look at the top 8 drivers in this split are all GTEs. Gianni Vecchio, Nick Lapchin, Patrick Heinrichs, Amari Brundle, Dmitry Kofanov, Alexei Nestov, and Dominik Bajaj and Raf Rezak. All 8 of them, I apologize for the pronunciation on some of those, I was rushing, top GTE drivers. So it'll be interesting to see what they're doing. Actually, let's be honest for a moment, there's a name I'm really interested to see at the moment in the LMP1s, who is currently taking the fastest lap. Car number 20, Jake Browning.
He's back.
It's his return.
He's back.
To the broadcast.
He has made his return. He's saying goodbye. He's saying goodbye to the boys around, you know, Spa, really. The corners around Spa. And we just on board with Marcus Deck as he sets his second lap. Let's poke around and see who do we have? Who do we have? Who's who? We do have.
Wow.
We've got a red Ferrari. I managed to find one instantly. Gianni Vecchio, car number 1 with 8,000 IRO. Goodness gracious. Yannick Lapchin's got a buddy with him today, so he's actually sat in the pit. Where is he? Come on.
Actually, yeah, he's in the pit.
He poofed.
Yeah, he did a 2:10. You can see on the timing boards with Vecchio doing a 2:10.178. 3 drivers in the 2:10s at the moment. So that is Vecchio, Lapchin, and Dominic Blaja. All 3 of them in the 2 most of the drivers in the LMP2s are in the 2-minute flats, and only Browning and Jacobu in the 150s for the LMP1. So really, you're looking at 151 for qualifying, maybe dabbling in the 152s, 153s when it comes to race time. Roberto Edouard, that's another name we haven't seen for a while in the LMP1s. So that's the time we're looking at roughly. I was watching a race earlier this week around here. You're looking at about a 20-second gap, maybe 25-second gap between the times that an LMP1 and a GT would do, and then probably in race trim, a 5 to 7 second gap, roughly, between the LMP1s and LMP2s. Will be interesting to see. It's going to be one of the tougher tracks for LMP1s to overtake the LMP2s this week, just because of, well, those LMP2 boys, they don't need any boost to get up to 300 kilometers an hour. They just go. They just go. And Marcus Deck really showing they go, taking pole for the LMP2s of a 2-minute 3:18.
I think we should explain why we're back at Spa. Well, okay, we're back at Spa because it was part of the schedule, but why it means so dearly to us, what it means to us.
You mean to you?
Well, it's not my greatest moment in life. We're coming up to here. Actually, we're coming up to the exact corner on board with Alexei and Yezov. I got this patch of track wrong. I called Blanchimont Raidillon in front of Tanner McCullough. Now, you might know Tanner McCullough. Set us for iRacing aficionado, and also he's employed by iRacing now. And well, you know when you make a big mistake and you've exceptionally topped the charts in how big of a mistake you made. I held onto the belief that I was correct for about half a lap, I think, until I checked this.
I also wasn't understanding it in time for about 5 seconds, and it dawned on me when Tanner said. But also, to be fair, everyone just swept it under the carpet until I decided to go to your teammates. Hey guys, you see what Rob did? And that just opened the floodgates.
Yeah, so. the floodgates were exceptionally opened, but the floodgates have already been opened for qualifying because they're done. Let's get them up on the boards.
That's a great segue. Shall we just go on with it? Jake Brownie, of course, taking pole, 150.620. Alex Salmon, a 150.651. Jacobu, a 158.11, and Jan Corbs, a 158.43. Rest of the cars are in the 51, so you've got Connor Pearson, a 51.062. Salzenberg, a 51.142. Lewis Woods, a 51.154. These are all 1 minutes, of course. Will Lyon, a 51.322. Centones, a 151.396. And Zoltan Vaconi, a 151.398. Harasa 151.676, and Roberto Edouard a 151.882. Quickly into the LMP2s, Mionek 2-minute 261, Deck 2 minutes 318, Soto 2 minutes 426, Munoz 2 minutes 553, Ippenberg 2 minutes 681, Weinberg a 2 minute 776, Milani 2 minutes 803, Roda 2 minutes 872, Salmons 2 minutes 891, State 201.138, Skropsky 201.345, Ruiz 201.440, Maya 202.237, and Usain Hagagolu a 202.375. And I apologize, Ali, for the pronunciation.
Oh my goodness gracious! You know, some of these names, they really are bringing it out for us. You know, they're rolling out the red carpet. Now I'll let the GTE field, I'll let them just scroll through your screens. The most important thing is Vecchio and Lapchin are neck and neck, essentially. Only less than a tenth of a second separated the two of them. But We're also not caring too much for what they did. We're caring too much. We're going to care a lot about what these guys will do as they come up and slowly, very slowly, start making their way towards start finish straight.
Yeah, they're starting to make their way. By the way, no Porsches in the LMP1 field. No Porsches in the LMP1 field this week. And a mixture of Ferraris and Porsches at, well, literally a mix of Ferrari and Porsches with one Ford, Andre Melcher, in the GTE field. And of course, the Dalaras, shout out to Dallara and iRacing for their partnership, creating the IR01 announced earlier today, coming up for the next patch. Unfortunately, it won't be in WEC, but that really does not matter. They're coming up to the chicane. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. And Browning will take them away as he waits and waits and waits. The OTM of Sam is right there. Gets caught out. And Browning's just going to take it pretty carefully there and pretty easy down there. Going to be too wide behind. That looks like that's Jacobu trying to make a move. Doesn't get it anywhere out. Is there any three wide or two wide coming around the outside? Don't see anything, but I see Lewis Woods gaining a couple of spots. No, just one spot over Salzburg. Santones get to Will Ryan. All looks okay. We'll keep an eye on the rest of the field right now, but I'm just looking. I think Jacobu might be under attack from Corbs. We just have to wait. We just have to wait, but it looks like there's an issue in the GTE with Milani. Or is that... Sorry, not Milani. Yes, there's an issue
That's
somewhere.
LMP2, not GTE. Sorry, that was Milani. And Adam State, they both had it coming together. Let's have a quick replay of LMP2 starting procedure. Oh my goodness gracious. That is going to be three wide going into the La Source. And oh dear. That's a car going... Ooh! It's the car number 38 getting... Oh, that's... Oh dear. That's an LMP2 sandwich there at La Source. I have no idea. I'm sorry for laughing, but I have no idea how they managed to make it around there. Goodness gracious.
Ooh. I'm watching the GTEs quickly. They've had Heinrich's had a fantastic start, made up a couple spots and just overtook Heinstein into Lakeum on the outside. Through Brussel's they go and he just holds on to the position. Up ahead, there's some two wide banging between that's Nessov and Bladger.
Oh, the car number 3 has just been tipped. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. That's the car number 4. He's also been pipped.
No, he came back onto the track and that looks like Melchers and Tracker have both taken damage. Now Melchers is spun. Brundle's got a lot of damage. I did not see who else he collided with, but he did a lot of damage there. I think that's a lot, not holding the brakes.
Oh, he got rear-ended, and then he's just a passenger at that point.
Passenger at that point. I'm just looking around elsewhere. Like I said, the front's not too bad at the moment for everybody. We'll get back to the LMP2s quickly, but they pretty much kept the same. Top 5 still the same. Browning, Salmon, Jacobu, Corbs, Pearson.
You said LMP2s.
Pardon?
You said LMP2s.
Oh, I do apologize.
We are professionals. We're professional.
Tell you that is a very, very quick and fast first lap, full of a lot of issues. And it looks like Weinberg's had a little bit of a move into the bus stop. Did he tap someone? He did. Goes around the outside the bus stop on Soto. Soto gets hit and spun. Also, Ruiz had a bit of a move as well.
Jake Browning having a second to himself, and he's in a sandwich of RLR cars. It is RLR, OCM, RLR, and then Jan Corbs in the background. It's Audi. It should just be renamed Audi at this point, Audi class. Because there's no
best car. The best LMP1 ever. I'm not biased whatsoever.
Just because it's a tractor.
Nah, listen here, my lover. Just because it's a tractor and come from the West Country, that don't mean anything, all right? Take it easy right there, right?
You take it real easy there. I think we just the entire West Country, or entire Midlands of England just stood up at once and heard that.
The West Country is fantastic. I'm just looking. The LMP1s are only a minute behind the GTE, so expect in the next 3 laps to see them finally start hitting the traffic. That is where it's going to be very interesting to see. It looks like Jacobu as well. This RLR sandwich, as you mentioned before, Browning, Salmon, Jacobu, Salmon. He's not with his brethren. His OCM brethren's behind. Pearson and Wood cannot catch up to the moment. Browning's just been dominant every time we've seen him. I'm touching wood as I say that. Not
talking about Jake Browning, by the way. The RLR for LMP2, Marcus Deck coming onto the rear end of Maciek Mlinek. Car number 9 versus car number 10 versus car number 13. That's Paulo Munoz. Has he switched? Or am I...
No, he gained a position. I don't
No,
think
as in,
so.
like, did he switch class? I thought he was LMP1.
Pass. Well, it is a bit of a four-car gaggle at the front at the moment. You've got Milnek, you've got Deck, you've got Munoz. Car 34, Dennis Ippenberg, trying to catch on there, but he is a little bit behind, just catching a little bit of the slipstream there from Munoz. And they're going down to Orogin, up into Raidillon. Milnek is trying to keep the lead. I'll be really curious to see exactly how much time Deck gains with the draft. And he's already 0.2. He started 0.4 before the start of the Camel. He won't get close enough to make an overtake, but he's gaining almost 0.3 of a second just by draft. And you can see he's really close up the gap to Milnek. Now he's going to have a lot of dirty air as he goes through Lake Cum, and he's done that pretty well as he continues down into Brussels. And yeah, Ippenberg's practically lost his slipstream at the moment. It's just a 3-car race at the moment at the front of the LMP1s.
Oh, we've got Andre Melches. He's towed it. That's not good. What's he done?
Well, he was the one that got taken out at the start of the race. He was the one that got caught up in that spin in the GTE.
Oh,
down to
yeah,
no name.
he's parked it at the start-finish line. Fair enough.
Yeah. Mind you, I think that's David Bozga. Has he had a slowdown? He had. David Bozga started. It was in P7, made up 2 spots to start the race. A slowdown. I'll tell you what, we haven't noticed. Milanek Yachin is all the way down the order. Did not see that on his first lap or his second lap. So the car number 2, down into the back of the field. Do not see much damage on that car. So it's either a spin or a slowdown, but 2 laps invalid probably lead to some slowdowns there for Lapchin. He's got it all to do. He's 11 seconds behind Vecchio already, who's started to get a bit of a lead at the front of that GTE field, a 2-second lead almost.
It was the previous lap's bus stop, so we will get that for you right now.
Yes. Thank you very much, Miguel Rodriguez. Thank you. Our roaming reporters, always nice and really in chat. Do help us catching up the little things. You can see the replay, or slowly see the replay coming down into the bus stop right now.
Wrong lap, it seems. I think I need to go backwards yet again. So, take 3.
Yeah, you go backwards. I will keep everybody going radiator style at the
Ah, here we
moment.
go. Here we go. So this is lap 1. So we missed it completely. He was battling with the car number 1 of Gianni Vecchio, and there was an LMP2 that had issues at the start of the race. Let's see where this happened, love. Where it happened, love. Car number 25, and that is the car 25 of... Oh, crikey! Car 25 was Philippe Mayer. Just didn't go around.
And we almost had another moment at the bus stop as I was watching live. That was Corbs trying to chase down Jacobu in the lead. And just as they came to the bus stop, there was a GTE. That was Alecron, who was just there. He'd had a bit of an incident to start the race. Well, he started in the pits, I apologise. And he's just got caught up by the LMP1s. There was a close battle there between Corbs and Jacobu. They haven't hit the traffic yet. That was just a straggler, as they would say. They're still 20 seconds away from the back of the main GTE pack. So another lap, I would say, until we catch on to them. But we've had an overtake in the LMP2s. You can see on the live timing, Milnek has overtaken Deck, and Deck is now chasing. The gap is almost a second.
He's in pole position. He's taken the lead of LMP2. Let's have a look and see where that position was made up. Oh, he actually made it up. He made it up quite a bit of way back. He did indeed. He made it up on the Camel Straight. So this is the position change that was made on Maciek Mlinek. We're looking at the car number 10 of Marcus Deck as he makes his move. He had a great run out of Raidillon, because that's Raidillon actually. On the Camel, yeah, just made it look too easy. Just pipped him to the post.
About that, weren't we? I was talking about that. Almost 3 for the second. you can gain from just a slipstream. And being right up there, he just makes the right move. And we see Melchers has decided to park the car. I think that's, yeah, just the only one to park the car. No, Brondell, the car number 4, also got caught up early on. He is also retired from this race. As we see Deck now taking the lead. The only main positional change at the front of the LMP1s. Everyone has made up a few places because of that incident earlier on. So very interesting to see that. I'm just looking around at any big movers elsewhere. And to be fair, Stropski's made up 5 places. Started 11, but is now in P6 for his class in the LMP2s. Currently in a little bubble. He's 2 seconds behind Salmons. He's 4 seconds ahead of Rhoda. So not much going on. Apart from the top 4, everyone's split out in the LMP2s. And it's about the same if you're not the leader in the LMP1s. If that's Nesov going side by side with Bladger down into Lake Coombe in the GTEs. They go side by side through Lake Coombe and down into Malmedy. Then they might go side by side, but Nesov has to yield. Bladger has the inside line. Can Nesov go for a move into Bruxelles? He cannot. Good driving, good respect there from the 2 drivers as Nesov, after making up 3 places at the start of the race, started 5th, in 2nd. He's now down into 3rd, as he's just got a struggling LMP2 just to come by Mayer. But these 3 cars, because you've Kopanov just behind them, half a second behind, and if that LMP2 reverse bookmarks, or just a standard bookmark per se, just does that, that is going to affect, and Mayer's unable to get past Bladger. This is going to be a bit of an issue for all parties involved. Kopanov gets drawn into this, and Heinrich is starting to get drawn into this. It'll be interesting to see coming down to campus and still can't get by. Do it out of Stavlot, definitely. Just having to wait, but is there more damage on that car for Meyer, or is he just being a little bit patient, should I say?
I think he's being patient. I mean, he did come into the pits, I think. Yeah, he did come into the pits. He had to pit for repairs. And that is the first of the LMP1s making back. Oh, my crikey. That is the car number 6 of Alexei Niezov, taking it the very scenic route. Goodness gracious. I've never seen such a scenic route being taken here. But he took it. I think he just did not want to even attempt to go near anybody. Oh, that's Alex Salmon almost cutting on the back end of Nezov, so he's having to navigate traffic, and that is flashing lights, and that is Ishmael Yakubu, by the way. He's actually down 2 places. I think he's been pipped by oh crikey, pipped by traffic.
There's been a lot of traffic issues this last lap, because I was looking, Yakubu takes a massive run off there off the top of the hill at Raidillon. He lost a couple places there. Even Browning got held up there. Almost a second loss just by traffic as Salmon closes the gap. So meanwhile, you've got Corbs and Woods battling, and Corbs, now he's getting held up from Meyer. The lapped LMP2 will get by him out of Malmedy, but then he'll have the GTE. He just get a bookmark that might help him, but unavailable. Bookmark is not there as 3 cars try to go around, but no, Yakubu does not. Into No Name. That's what Corbs want to see. He wants to see himself bookmark through No Name. And this is very dicey at the moment. And Meyer try and make a move on the Vecchio. That's risky. That's a late move.
Oh, crikey, that's almost 3 wide.
3 wide through Puhan.
That's the car number 1. Quaking in his boots, I imagine. This is a quick replay of that particular section of track. Look at this. As he's coming around, oh my goodness gracious. He's having to hold the steering wheel and hold it very tight because he's not wanting to have anything happen to his car.
3 wide, you're on the outside. Yeah, that was absolutely...
You're on the right, 3 wide. Yeah. Right side, crazy. 2 wide. Clear.
So Yakubu losing a couple places through the first round of traffic, and they won't have to deal with that for another... well, 5 laps, maybe even 3 laps. Looks like there's an overtake at the back. Is that Stutzenberg getting his lap back? It is. I think it is. Lion does make a place up. He's lost a couple of places. But that is the first lap through traffic done for the LMP1s. And just as they finish, the LMP2s, they're about 35 seconds away from the main pack for the GTEs. Might be a little bit better for them in terms of speed, but they're still battling. This battle right now for second and third, between Munich and Munoz continues, and behind them there's a battle for 4th and 5th That is Ippenberg taking on Greg Salmons. Salmons taking a lot of that curve out of campus into Stablot. Apart from these two battles, it's pretty spread out at the moment for the LMP2s.
LMP2s starting to fly their colors in massive numbers these days and looking pretty nice. I do say so. Car 14 versus car 34. Dennis and Greg going into bus stop. Having a little bit of a tail kick out, I think. That was from Greg Salmons. And they see the three, well, race leaders at the moment. So Maciek Malinek, Paulo Munoz, and Marcus Deck. Marcus Deck leading the pack. He's not able to break away, but he's able to keep ahead. Not going to be great for him.
He's not breaking away. He was a tenth of a second faster last lap, almost 2 tenths faster last lap. So he's trying to pull away, but when you get up, especially up here to Camel, a lot of straight for Mulnek. And if this was an F1 car, he'd be having DRS up this straight, and it would just give him too much of an advantage. So Mulnek able to pull in, almost like what Deck did to him a few laps ago. Just pull in and set himself up. Not set himself up on purpose, but he knows that if he was faster down the Camel, he could make the move. And they do have that straggling car, the 37 of Alacron, just in front of them, and then they'll get to the main pack. It looks like Deck might hit him down into Wuhan, or as they call it nowadays, double gauche, but I will call it Wuhan all my life. Not going to get held up, might be able to go into the inside to avoid anything. Nothing on the inside, he'll have to go around the outside if he can. A little bit of miscommunication, but gets around. Now will Mulnek then goes on the other side, so that's very interesting to see. Will compromise him through late Fawn. You don't want to take a lot of that curve on the first part of late Fawn, but Mulnek's been able to hold it and control the speed, and Munoz as well gets by with little issues. So that's handy for all of them, but I think Munoz might be the one worse off there as Mulnek starts to pull into Deck.
It has now gone from 3 to 2.5. To 2.5 being that Munoz has to catch back up, and it is Marcus Deck that will have his fair share. What on earth? Raf Rezag has just appeared out of literally nowhere, and according to iRacing, it's put him into first for some reason. Let's see what happened. Did he pull into the pits? He did. Why did he get an extra lap?
Oh, we've had an issue at the bus stop. Sorry, we've had an issue at the bus stop with the lead GT LMP2s. Ippenberg comes up to the bus stop. Salmons just catches the side of him, and then as Ippenberg tries to get back on the track, he hits Strovsky, and Strovsky goes a little bit flying. So now we've got this issue of Salmons, Ippenberg, Strovsky. Salmons is now way away from Ippenberg. Strovsky will try and catch on to Ippenberg, but of course he's got some damage. But definitely if he's been put on 2 wheels, I believe you might be seeing a replay of that shortly. You have seen a replay of that.
Yeah, you're seeing a replay of that. That's the car number 34. That is Ippenberg. Oh, crikey. Hold your brakes, man.
And it's just it. So that put them quite away. But Ippenberg will now be fighting Strovsky as they get held up from the GTE traffic there. That single car of Alacron. LMP2s will be probably next lap or the lap after into GTE field. But meanwhile, now the LMP1s continue to just enjoy
Ishmael
their stroll around
Yakubu
Spa.
coming to the 4th position, overtaking Lewis Woods in Lecun. So he's getting back into 3rd position. He's got Jan Corbs to go up against next. He is the 5th fastest LMP1 out there, but he was able to pip the post on Lewis Woods, just being able to use the slipstream and the boost strats coming out of Raidillon. Does he pull away? He is starting to pull away. The gap is now 0.4 of a second and slowly stabilizing. And the gap ahead of him is 1.8 seconds, and he won't have slipstream, and he won't have any other help other than his boost button, which is probably on his left hand side or right hand side, wherever it's closest to the thumb. Let's put it that way. It's whichever button is closest to the thumb, that is his boost button. Going up the hill towards.
Where do you go? Left or right? Where do you go?
Depends on the
right.
Depends on the part of the track. I put it on my right, my dominant hand, which is my right hand.
Ah, See, I do it on my weekend, my left, but it all depends on the driver's preferences at the end of the day. And like
I'm pretty sure he boosts with his... Doesn't that hurt, though?
I don't know. That would be interesting.
Unless...
High class boost, yeah. Always have your little pinky available.
For the high class boost.
Ooh, I'll tell you what. Connor Pearson's in a bit... Solzenberg is in a little bit of a blinking battle at the moment. And I'd love to tell you what's going on, but every time I look, he blinks.
Well, you can blink to LMP2 because there is battles going on right now. Dennis Ippenberg and Dennis Roder and Christopher Skorupski. Skorupski has actually lost a position. That is Dennis Roder taking 6th position away. This is what happened. He tried going on the inside of the car 34 to do a pair in poker, but he can only get an ace high, and he's got to set up again. The car 41 challenging the car 34 in its realm, and the 3 of them are now having their own little battle. Marcus Deck, by the way, out ahead. He's got 0.6 of a second, so he's still not getting away. He was faster than Mlinek, but he was not faster than Paulo Munoz. Paulo Munoz is actually the fastest LMP2 out there right now. When they're looking at the last laps, oh my goodness gracious, that is Dennis Roder catching right up to Dennis Ippenberg, going through Blanchimont.
Well, that's a damage, isn't it? As well with Shrovsky, he's also been damaged as well.
Oh, what?
Ooh. I think he caught the grass. I think Swarovski just caught the grass. And I think that's what caused that. Yeah, on the grass.
Oh, no.
Just clipped the grass there, and I think that's where he lost all his speed. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a little bit of grass touching there. And to be fair, he keeps it straight, but unfortunately straight means he goes into a car. I've been watching the GTE battle around. They continue to go. Jake Browning and the LMP1s are starting to go around them. Meanwhile, in the LMP1, Solsenberg, last lap, going through Lake Coombe side by side with Pearson, goes off. He just goes a little bit too wide. He went off, lost a place to Centones. So they'll continue to battle up this hill. Ruda does get past Shropsky. It'll be interesting to see what damage the guys like Shropsky, Ippenberg have got after what happened early in the race. Even Salmons, he got a little bit of a touch there as well. So we'll be interested to see what they do. But the LMP2s have started the GTEs as the LMP1s are coming through the LMP2s. You know what that means? Welcome to hell, ladies and gentlemen. This is the worst time.
Oh, this is grade A hell.
Yep. This is grade A hell right now. So we'll be interested to see. Brownie had a 4.6 second lead over Salmon as they crossed the line. They're not even halfway through the track, just coming down to Lake Bourne is Brownie. It's now 3.5 seconds. So he's already lost a second being caught up by traffic. And it might just be continuing to go down. We'll wait and see. Now, of course, we've got to be careful with these battles at the moment. As the LMP1s go by everybody, the battles are going to just pause for a second, especially down these long straights with Slipstream. And Browning gets some good line, tries to go around, almost going onto the grass there. Zippenberg just not realizing the car's there, but does get around him. But there are battles elsewhere. Corbs has caught up to Salmon as they continue their battle down. And I think elsewhere, is there other battles around? Yes, and Tones and Solstenberg still battling. Pearson's there as well. Wood's trying to catch up to Yakubu, sorry. Not helping, not working. As Wood's now starting to get pulled in from Pearson. And is that
Oh no,
Yakubu?
That's Yakubu going into the pits. He's doing an undercut. He's not wanting to sit behind
Pearson.
Pearson's doing the same thing. So the
That's
two of them are diving into the pits to get that undercut and get it done now before they have to, you know, essentially mingle with more LMP2s, because this is where the lead LMP2 is. He's going through GTEs. This is where the lead LMP1 is. You can tell.
Almost by them. Yeah.
You can tell all of them now are getting into the stage where it's the P1, P2, and GTEs all together. I mean, it's spread out a little bit in terms of, you know, the overall sort of place in between them. But you're still going to get a situation where you could actually theoretically meet an LMP1 and LMP2 and a GTE altogether. And it's this is the oof.
I want to talk about Lapchin quickly. After he had that spin, a few laps later, he had damage that bent his wing. But that hadn't stopped him. He has climbed up to 7th. He's still 15 seconds behind Vecchia. But he has climbed by just putting it. I'll tell you what, if there's damage to that wing, he's not showing it. Because he's still doing 212s. I mean, you look at his laps. They've been, literally, ever since that crash, they've been nothing but 212s. Consistency. 230 and 058. He did a 830 when he had that incident in lap 5. 674, 136, 320, 098, 617. Just doing amazing at the moment.
He's also somehow able to just fuel save like a maniac, even though he's going fast. He's going fast and he's fuel saving. He could be the match made in heaven for somebody. Like, just you can go fast and you fuel save. Hello.
Hello, here comes, talk about hello. Everyone's coming into the pits right now. That is Lewis Woods into the pits. That is Ippenberg for the LMP2s. I think it's a bit early for the Pipette to run out. It's not with 5 minutes remaining. But I think he also wants to get in as fast as he can just to get any damage fixed. Remember, he did have that high ride moment. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. Actually, I'm wondering, really, is that going to hinder him? Because they've only just got past the GTEs. Well, some of them. So he'll have to go through the GTEs again if he pits right now. So, confusing strategy there for Ippenberg, but if that damage really is bad, that must be why he decided he wanted to go in as well. Also, Heras into the pits as well. Probably the earliest I've seen a lot of cars go for pit stops, if I'm honest.
Yannick Lapchin overtaking Richard Highstand. And he's got 2 LMP1s going by him there. That's Constantine. Oh my. I just had seen Neko damage applied to the rear end and it was substantial. But he's chasing down Alessio Santones coming through. Oh, he's blinking massively right now.
Yes, you know what? I was just looking. I think he does have damage.
Well, he had massive Neko damage to his rear end. It looked like somebody had just taken like a hot iron and just started playing with the back end. That's Alessio Santone's going very slow, coming out on through Stavelot. So he's under threat. Oh my. He's under threat, but he's under threat in 2 situations. He's under threat because I would have imagined that Constantine had a better run out of that corner. But he's blinking.
He is blinking, but he's trying to go around the inside. What? And then LMP2 just spun in front of him. Managed to get by it. Santones has to go around. And we still see more blinking from Stolzenberg. Where is he? They go past 1 GTE. Side by side until the source, and Stolzenberg gets in front. They'll have to go 3 wide again. I saw 3 wide through the bus stop. Excuse me. What a move by all of them. Stolzenberg had to go on. I think it was, no, Santones had to take the off track to go around them. But makes it, but he does not fare better. Stolzenberg has boosted ahead and has got that position back as he continues to blink.
Car number 14 was the... Oh my... Oh. That is the car... Yeah, Salmon's got spun around by Dominic Blazier. Just to have another replay of that. Just have a look at this from his perspective. He sees that the LMP1's just passed him on his left-hand side. There he is. And going around into the bus stop, you can see the LMP1, or LMP2, sorry, having issues. He just drove through him.
It's one of those things, you've got to remember that these LMP2s not like slow corners. Thankfully for Salmon, he did not lose a position. Unfortunately for Salmon, the lead 3 were 18 seconds ahead of everybody, and now Salmon's in a battle to defend P4 against Carlos Ruiz. So that's unfortunate. That's how dominant Marcus Deck, Milnek, and Milnos have been this race. That those 3, yeah, even 4 when you think about it, were just so far ahead of everybody else, especially through traffic, and now it's just all gone for Salmons, unfortunately, as he just goes by Badger, who took him out almost at the same place. I'd say the scene of the crime, but that's a horrible thing to say.
Carlos Ruiz is now chasing down Alex I was about to say Alex Salmons. It's no.
I know. I was thinking that. I started
It's-
saying Salmon and thought, hang on 1 second.
It's not Alex Salmon in a HPP P2. It is Greg Salmons in a HPP P2 as they come past to make another lap. So they are the LMP 2s are on lap 15 at the moment for their perspective. And this is the battle for 4th position. The top 3 in LMP1 or top 3 in LMP2 are all on their own little what do you call it? Walk.
Bubble?
Yeah,
I don't
bubble.
know.
There you go. I was trying to think of my head of the metaphor. This is like you're walking in a park. Like it's just 3 of you walking in the park. This is like it's just a blissful ignorance of the top 3 right now going through. No name. And this is Marcus Deck. He's 1.3 seconds ahead. He's managed to break the slipstream gap behind him. Just about.
Behind, sorry, going really wide. Sorry, that's Stolzenberg in the LMP1. Did he overcook it, trying to overtake the LMP2 that he did? A little bit of an excursion to go over the road, and Centones gets drawn into that. And meanwhile, he has to try and go around the outside of Mielnek. That's going to hinder Mielnek, by the way. He wants to try and keep it close as he can to Deck, and now he's lost half a second just because of that. Because of that traffic, as Stolzenberg now has to boost on by to make it through. Oh my god, almost touching. Almost touching Marcus Deck there as he went by. That was a close call there, and Deck is now behind Stolzenberg, and you've got Centones now behind him, so get a bit of an escape. But like I said, the gap between Deck and Mielnek is 1.5, and I mean, fingers crossed, once we get past this, I think the LMP1s have finally got past the LMP2s, but it's taken them a while, and it's been a big challenge.
There is a pink. Oh, it's the car 42. What is this? Oh no! Is this a livery that I have questions with? Does it have an anime on it? Oh, it's just a Godzilla livery.
Nice Godzilla.
I thought I saw a drawing and I was just like, is this another Weeb livery?
Well, let's talk about Ali. I'll give it to Ali. Unfortunately, sorry, my friend. Just my pronunciation of your name. I do not want to butcher it on stream. In a battle with Stropsky at the moment. Stropsky's gone down the order. Well, I'd say he's gone down the order a little bit. He's made up 3 places into 8, but he was as high as 6th at one stage.
Yeah, he had been in the middle of the field.
Oh my god! Look at that. He's got damage. Look how quickly Ali goes by him. Just no problems.
Yep, just into 8th position himself. So Christoph's day, car number 30's day, is just going. It was great. He was walking on sunshine, and then he flipped over to. Oh, he actually does have damage. Look at his left side. The entire left side is not looking good.
No, and you can tell this damage because looking at his lap times, once he had that incident just at the end of lap 7, he was doing 202s. Now he's doing nothing but 205s. He just got a 204.918 in lap 14, but he is going down the pecking order. And of course, if he pits, and I'm surprised he hasn't, you're only looking at about 10 seconds of repairs. Such is the life of the LMP2 at the moment. So really, that would have been one of the situations where I would have pitted the moment I saw the window open. Even though the Pipette doesn't really have a big window, it's one that I think he would have had to have taken. But as Ali gets past Vecchio, and Stropsky is just going to take his time. And in fact, that's a very brave coming around Longchamp. But the only reason Stropsky is keeping up is because the slipstream. He is down on speed a lot, and this might be a 204 because of the slipstream, but he's lost. That's still seconds slower than what he should be doing. We'll see. I'm just curious. I want to just see when he crosses the line what it is. It's a 204.344. His fastest lap since the accident, and that's only because it's slipstream assisted with Ali in front of him.
It is Will Line versus Alessio Centones for 5th position, so top 5. Both of them have yet to pit. Everybody 9th downwards has pitted, so the pecking order will be changed once we get the rest of the guys in the pits. LMP1s, I think it's only 4 of them have pitted, so 1/3 have pitted. Only 2 in LMP2 have pitted, and apart from those who have had to pit due to issues, there were no pit stops in GTE.
No pit stops. I'm just watching this 3-car battle at the moment. That is Nestov, Kofanov, and Heinrich. Just half a second splitting the 3 of them. And Heinrich, he could have looked like he could have tried to force the issue in that red line Ferrari. Could have forced the issue there down onto Camel to make it look like Kofanov that he was going to make a move. Didn't. Decided to hold back. A little bit of fuel saving there, definitely. 3 Ferraris in the top 10. No surprise that 2 of them are driven by red line drivers, and the other one's Oliver Dean. And they're really pulling this car, trying to hold on to these Audis, not Audis, sorry, these Porsches. And Nestov and Kofanov are trying to pull away from Heinrich right now. Through Wuhan they go. It doesn't look like the Ferrari. It looks slow for Wuhan, but then when you look at the times, it's faster. I'm not sure, but maybe it's a trick on the eyes right now. But Kofanov is just onto the back of Nestov. 0.5 of a second now. That's switch stream I was talking about through Camel with the LMP2s earlier. 0.3 of a second. About the same for these GTEs. So I doubt we'll see an overtake for Kofanov at the bus stop chicane. But if he gets a pretty clean run, who knows? The gap 0.5, now 0.4. 0.3 will be 0.2. So unless he goes for some late braking, Kofanov cannot make it. So, and he is actually pulling away from Heinrich as well. So interesting to see. Actually, the gap never changed. The gap never changed as Nestov continued to have a half a second lead over Kofanov. So good driving there in the HM Engineering Porsche there for Nestov.
The pipettes are starting to pit. They have run out of fuel and they must get their fair share, except for the 3 that are in the lead. The first 3 of LMP2 are still going around. And that is an LMP1 going very wide. Who is that?
Yeah, that was Edward going a little bit wide just around them. Probably just cooking it too much on the entrance to Le Fawn there, but gets around, no issues, didn't held up markers. Mionek's okay. Alex Salmon already has just come out of the pits, by the way. Was P2 in the LMP1s. As we now see Jake Browning in the pits. So let's just see what happened. There was only 11. There was a little bit of a gap between them. Lion will go on as will Varconi. Solzenberg comes in. Edward will probably not come in. We'll wait and see. He is not pitting. So out comes Browning. Where is Salmon? Well, he's just crossing the start-finish line now. Browning comes out, and I don't know. My maths may be wrong. I think Browning got a little bit of extra time there. Coming out the pits, it's now a 7.5 second lead over Alex Salmon.
Alex Salmon spent longer in the pits by 1.7 seconds. And he was even slower in the pit itself. Oh no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, there was only a 1.2 difference between the actual pit lane difference themselves, but Browning having a good gap, and he's got good fuel now, so he can really...
Oh, Connor Pearson's taken tyres. I just thought I'd look to see who's in the pits. I go to Connor Pearson.
Oh no!
And it's up in the air. And Pearson has taken tyres.
He didn't check the box.
That's going to cost him 30 seconds. This is not a series. This is not a series that you need a tyre swap at the halfway point. So unfortunately, that's going to cost him some time. And yes, the Fs are in the chat for Pearson. LMP2s, by the way, went into the pits, came out of the pits. Deck and Mionek have the same difference. They practically spent the exact same time together. Munoz losing a bit more time from the 2 of them. But the key thing is they all come out ahead of the GTEs. And I think that is crucial for the 3 of them. They continue to extend their lead on the rest of the field. And it sounds weird, you know, it's not even a 3-horse race at the moment, as Munoz has lost them. But we're talking about how these 3 have just gone and just pulled away. So that's going to happen. The last 3 LMP1s in the pits right now. Lion, Varconi, and Edward all in the pit as Browning comes by them. Browning, Salmon is your top two.
Oh no, Connor Pearson is still in the pits. He's not left.
Oh, did we miss something?
Did he hit some? Well, why is this? I'm not sure. I don't see anything.
No, I haven't seen anything. So, yeah, maybe he did.
Maybe he's just in his box
weird.
and is just not wanting to leave out of shame. This is like I have done a Charles Leclerc. I wish to not come back in because I'm so tired.
Well, let's get back to this battle. There's three car battle in the GTs. You're just showing Nessov, Kofanov, and Heinrich. Nessov does. I think did Nessov get ahead there? No, he didn't. He's still defending that lead, and the gap is now 0.2 of a second with 0.1 just before they came around Blanchemont. I don't think Kofanov's going to be able to make a move here. As here comes an LMP2, splitting the two of them. As Kofanov's going to lose everything, and that's Nessov thinking, you know what? It's safer if I go into the pits. So Nessov, the first of the top 5 to enter the pit, as Kofanov and Heinrich will continue the battle. And it would not surprise me, providing that the Ferrari has that top-end speed, if we might see an overtake here from Heinrich and Kofanov at the end of Kemmel. So we'll watch that as the sun sets just in front of them. Well, they won't be able to see it, thankfully, because they're low down with the car roof just stopping them. As Heinrich goes up the hill, and he's got a good move. That's a clean Rouge and Raidillon. They have a little bit of a touch there, but Heinrich does get by as Kofanov will have to yield, and that will be provisionally P5 when they all come into the pits. We'll wait and see. By the way, Ladik Lapchin, where has he come from? He's back up to P5, and he's almost on the back of these two. He just put in a 2:11.8, and as I say that, almost touching Will Valley there, coming out of Malmedy. But what on earth is he on at the moment? Can somebody check that is a bent wing? Because
yes, he does. He does have a bent.
Wow.
He does have a bent wing. It's very slight bend of the wing, but you can see it. But he is now up to P5. He has been doing 2:11s this entire few laps.
He's doing 2:12s, yeah. He's diving into the 11s. He did get an 11.769, which did not count because I think in an off track. So that would have been the fastest lap overall. The only person who's done a faster lap that's legal is Vecchio. So you look at that, and unfortunately, you've got to ask yourself, what could have been? What could have been?
Connor Pearson is still in the pits. He's now coming up to 5 minutes. I think he literally just stepped away because there wasn't any damage on that car that we could see. And, well, this is race over. Constantine.
Vecchio's in the pits. Vecchio is in the pit, the lead driver in the GTEs. He had a 7-second lead over the next car, which is Baija, so nothing to worry about per se. Hopefully, as long as he didn't speed in the pits, he should be fine. Baija does join him, but the others, Heinrich and Kofarov, continue out. And with Nessov already in the pits, he's down in P11. Interesting what happened. Lapchin comes into the pits. Now, if he's got any excess damage, he might take it. But he's driving so well, does he even need to think about it? Nope. There you go. Fuel out. Easy. As
Fuel out. Go.
Yeah. It was almost like an F1 pit stop. Well, apart from they don't do refueling anymore. Remember those days?
I do too. I remember the hyper meme laps that Schumacher would set when he pit 4 times.
3.
Well, 3.
It was 3. But Lapchin comes out 3.5 seconds behind Nessov. But that's still good. That's still good. He's now up into P4. I think overall.
He is in P4 overall, yeah.
What a drive up the field from Lapchin.
Patrick Heinrich and Dmitry Kofanov are still battling, by the way. They've yet to pit. They will be pitting probably this lap. And they have... I don't think they're doing each other any favors by battling this hard now. But it is happening. It's a Fezza versus a Porsche. Neither of them are red. which is sad.
Yes.
But well, no wait, there's a red stripe on the back of Patrick Heinrich's car, so he's got a tiny smidgen of red. So good on you.
All right. But the gap is 0.3 of a second. If Kovanov, well, I think they're going to be pinning right now. So let's not talk about can he, especially as Alex Hammond just comes by them. Don't think it's a case of can he make the overtake here. It's more, you know, do you pit now? Do you do almost like a Max Verstappen and decide whatever he does, we do the opposite? We'll wait and see. There's 15 minutes remaining in the race. We just come through to the bus stop. Who does what? Oh, hello. Is that Ippenberg going wide? It is. These two go into the pits. I'm not sure what happened there to Ippenberg. Yeah, just lost it. Lost it on the curves. Let's watch this, though. Let's watch the battle in the pits. I know that sounds weird. Kovanov and Heinrich in the pits. Who blinks first? Who gets out first? There's probably 2 grid stalls between the two of them. So Heinrich will have to go by Kovanov. He comes out. Oh, he gets a little bit of an advantage as Kovanov. Oh, if it's a little bit of an advantage, it's 0.2 of a second advantage. But Heinrich is out. But Baja goes by them. Nessov will go by them. Will Lapchin? Now that's the interesting one. Will Lapchin go by them? No. No, he doesn't.
Pip to the post. You can see them there. Those were the 2 guys that were in the pits. And that is Nessov. He's actually gone by 1. He didn't get by Heinrich. So Heinrich is his next target. But we do have places for Lapchin to make up. So he's in 6th position.
That's a loss for Heinrich. I just realized that's a loss for Nessov. Because Nessov pitted early, didn't he?
He did.
So that's a loss for him.
And he did pitted. He was ahead. He was in 3rd position. And now he's in the 4th position, so he's actually lost one. He'll have to put in his best foot forward to regain 3rd position. But he's also got Kovanov and Lapchin to worry about. Lapchin, as I said before, he was lapping 2.11s compared to the 2.12, 2.13s that these guys are lapping. So they are not safe whatsoever. There's 13 minutes remaining. If he continues at his current pace, that's Lapchin. If he continues at his current pace, he will be within striking distance to overtake all 3 of them.
Keep watching that. Let's just go around. We've been looking at the LMP, the GTE, sorry, for so long. Let's look at the prototype classes at the moment. Not much is going on. Unfortunately, the top 3 in the LMP2s are still, well, they're almost 20 seconds ahead now. They are in fact, they're 21 seconds ahead from Greg Salmon, who is in P4. There is no real battles on the track at the moment. The gaps, I think Adam State's the closest battle with Ruiz. That's a 1.5 seconds. And then, of course, you've got the lead, Deck and Mionek. There's a 1.5 seconds between the 2 of them as Deck. But a slower lap in last lap by 0.2 of a second. Well, the LMP1s, there is a battle going on at the moment. As Will Lyon comes up Raidillon, and he's got Santones right in front of him. And I think he might make a move with boost. I think he is. Santones is going to be on the inside to come into Lake Coombe. We'll wait and see. Are they going to go 2 by 2 through Lake Coombe? They do. But Santones cannot hold it. And Lyon will take the position. That puts him into P7. Now, unless Santones has another move. But I don't think there will be, because there is a lot of lap traffic in front of them. So he won't be able to make anything yet unless he tries to catch Will Lyon out. But Will Lyon, not the easiest person to catch out when you're coming around lap traffic. Very skilled around lap traffic. And he does make the move. And Santones actually put more boost in. He put more boost in on that move, but was unable to make it just because of where they were. And he's going to get bookmarked because of that. He compromised too much boost. Had to slow down too much, and now he's bookmarked. That's Weinberg in between Lyon and Santones, and the gap is now going to expand. So Santones has lost a second on this lap, just by that traffic and that one move into Pujon.
In LMP1, we also have, well, it's a distant battle, but it's a battle between Jacobu and Corbs. Jacobu, by the way, making up back up to 3rd position, so he's back where he started at the start of this race. And it's now re-enabling the RLR sandwich with OCM in the middle. And he's actually going faster than Ishmael Jacobu is going faster than Alex Salmon. So this is also going to be another battle that will be worth watching if the pace continues as it is.
And there's another battle as well going on right now as Marcus Kamionek. The gap is now 0.5 seconds between the 2 of them. And that is for the lead of LMP2. So finally we have a battle there. It was almost a second faster last lap for Milnek. He started on pole for LMP2. You can bet that he wants to get back to the lead. And oh, Milnek's held up from Dean at the exit of Pujon. And that's going to cost him. Oh, it's Milnek, sorry. Yeah, Milnek. So it's going to cost him his deck. Extends now. That's half a second he's gained. But now Deck's being held up from Bravo as they come around campus. Does make it, but how much does that cost him? 0.2 of a second. He gets away with it. But now you've got Milnek. He'll get a little bit of slipstream through Bravo. And he will now wait to see, can he get the tail of this slipstream on Deck? I think he can. I think he can just make it. And he is. He is. The gap is now 0.8 with 0.9 that he is catching. But that little costly mistake there might have hurt him in the long run.
Oh, he went wide coming through the first half.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Went wide through the first half and had to correct it coming through the second. He's not lost too much time, but it's not the most idealistic thing that he would want to have happen. And who do we have? Ooh, Kofanov is blinking. It's actually all started. It's all actually coming up Millhouse now, because it's a three-way battle in GTE, as that is third, fourth, and fifth in essentially a train track ride, to battling each other to see who's the best train best train. It's a gaggle of 3. It is car number 3, 6, and 5. Hey, 3, 6, 5. That's how many days are in a year.
Also, number 3's in third and number 5's in fifth. Hey, also we gotta say Lachin is behind them. Still doing well, and you gotta feel sorry for Lachin, because on any day of the week, a P6 would be fantastic. But as you're the number 2 car, a P6 means bye-bye 17 iRating. That must be a kicker. All that work, you get all that work to fight back up to P6. He might get another position. But if you look at it from an iRating standpoint, and I don't really encourage people to look at things from an iRacing standpoint, he's losing iRating. But with these three battling at the moment, and Nesov losing a bit of time to Heinrich, sorry. Nesov and Kofanov are now getting pulled in a little bit from Lachin, as he's gained 3 tenths on them this lap on alone. Now the gap between Nesov and Kofanov is pretty close, but they have, just as they come around Stavelot, have expanded a little bit. I cannot see Kofanov making a move right here. It's interesting to see when they come through. Is that? What?
Oh.
Did I just see a car pit?
Yes.
Is that Heinrich pitting?
Heinrich is pitting. What's gone wrong?
Now, is it a stop-go or is it a drive-through? It's a stop-go. I did see he had 3 invalid laps. That's a stop and hold. What has happened?
Stop and hold. He's lost it. And now Lapchin is now up into the 5th without having to overtake anybody. Well, on track, that is. But that... Patrick Heinrich, he scuppered it.
Got to be a stop and hold. It's not a drive-through. It's not a penalty drive-through. There must have been a slowdown. He did not close in time. He's down into P9. That is how much he has fallen. So that, as Rob was saying, that will put Lapchin up into P5. What a drive there for Lapchin. Okay, he's not gained that position on the track, but he's still done well. So it's going to be Kofanov and Nezov fighting for the final spot on the podium, unless Lapchin decides he wants more. So we'll look at that. We'll look elsewhere. Behind Lapchin right now is Deck and Milnek. The gap is half a second between the two of them as they come around No Name. Deck getting a little bit held up from Lapchin there. Didn't want to go too aggressive. He does go now. Can he put a bookmark on Milnek? Can he use Lapchin as a bookmark? He can indeed. That will help him going around here. But of course, with the way Pujon is made, Milnek gets by on the inside on the exit there. So loses a bit of time, but gets back to it. Nothing happening in the LMP ones at the moment, but they're in a battle at the back of the field. Lewis Woods and Will Lyon. They're coming up to the same piece of the track right now. No cars for Woods to bookmark, though, as Lyon continues his charge. Woods faster than Woods last lap with Lyon. Can he continue that?
I think Lewis Woods is actually coming backwards in a very big way. He was almost a second slower. And look at the gap, it's actually just shrank. It has contracted in a very big way. Genie Mac. He's actually on the rear end of him already. What's going on?
I don't know. I think he also is using the 155.6 last lap for Woods and a 154.7 for Lion. But he is closing the gap. The gap is 0.2 of a second now. And I don't think he'll be able to make a move into the bus stop unless it's going to be a late dive. They probably use as much boost as they can. But it looks like later braking for Lion. As Woodstead, they've got a GTE there, and Bravo just having a bit of a weird excursion through the bus stop. Gets by. 5:43 remaining. There's going to be 2, maybe 3 laps left for these LMP1s, and about the same for everybody else. Curious to see what happens on this straight, because the LMP1s sometimes, some will do a half boost down here, get up her erosion Raidillon, finish their boost. Some will just not boost here and use everything on the camel straight. Who does what? And it looks like they're matching at the moment. They are indeed matching. But meanwhile, in the LMP2s, let's get back to the LMP2s, because that is Badger having to go around Jake Browning, and then you've got Milnek and Deck, and they are once again neck and neck. I saw a little bit of a sorry there. I think Deck had a little bit of an issue trying to get around Vecchio. Or, not Vecchio, sorry, Badger. So we've got 3 battles at the moment. There's also a 4th one happening in the LMP2s between Carlos and Adam. We'll keep an eye on that, but 3 battles with only 4 minutes left. Deck and Milnek for the lead of LMP2. Then we've got Woods and Lion in LMP1. We've got a battle for 3rd and 4th in the GTs between Nestov and Kofanov. It's all going on right now. The close battles are the key battles. We'll try and keep up with everything. Connor Pearson responds. He door banged an LMP2. So that's unfortunate.
I was wondering why. I was wondering if he had just felt the shame of going up on the jacks and was just like, I really don't want to do this right now. I have made the mistake. By the way, Jake Browning's, like, the dominance has been asserted. He's 11 seconds ahead of everybody else in LMP1, just doing his thing. And then he goes towards Lake Coon.
Down to Lake Coon. By the way, this battle between Woods and Lion, they're about to pick up Solsenberg. So this could be a battle for 5th in a minute. He's only a second and a half away from them. It was 1.2 as they started the last lap. As these two just been battling. And just, I wouldn't say they're using the slipstream, but Lion is really matching Woods blow for blow. In fact, when I say that, the difference between both of them in the last lap was 500 for the second. So definitely. But in front, look at this train in front. They go too wide. There's a car going off on the grass. That is Jan Corbs onto the grass. Onto the grass, and he goes off. And that Corbs it was. And it's got massive damage. That was P4. Not sure what was happening there, but he loses the car. Oh, he tapped Munoz and went off. The Corbs with massive damage there, P4. And he's going down the order.
On board with Jan Corbs as we repeat. Oh! And he couldn't. He tried coming back onto the track and he didn't hold it.
And hitting that barrier the second time probably caused all the damage for him. And Jan Corbs goes down, and yeah, he's towed the car. Nowhere to go, and that's it. He's parked.
Oh,
that is his race done. And that is unfortunate. Once you catch the grass, and especially there, because you've got to brake really quick there. And unfortunately, that affected him. 2 minutes remaining, 2:07 remaining. We will have 2 laps for sure. Still, Browning from Salmon. Salmon just making sure he pulls away from Jacobu. Jacobu no longer has to worry about cars behind him, as Solstenberg, Woods, and Lion will be battling each other. How about the LMP2s, by the way? Deck continues to hold off Milnek.
They have... I think they have... Did they just pass? Yeah, so they'll have 1 more lap after this.
Yes.
Between the 2 of them. I just had to do the mental math. AWS not certified. I'm sorry, I had to take a laugh. Oh, sorry, that's Milnek.
Milnek, yeah. First time Milnek had a chance.
Milnek is on the absolute raggedy edge right now. He's trying to attack nearly anywhere he can. Marcus Deck is not safe. And I think Magic is making sure everybody understands that. Oh no, Carlos, he's back in the pits. What's going on? He's lost it.
Carlos.
Oh, does he have a drive-through? No, he does. He does.
Yeah. So that is Carlos Ruiz, unfortunately. Yeah. Trying to find the right words there. Unfortunately, that will be it really for Ruiz. 37 seconds left, so we definitely will have one more lap after this. And Jake Browning will cross the line. I'm curious, will he cross the line with 15 seconds to go? I think he will. Salmon Yakubu, the gap now between those two is a second. What has happened to Salmon on this last lap? Because he's lost a lot of time.
That's Ishmael Yakubu going very wide. Yeah, he's pushing hard. He sees that I was about to say Conor Pearson. Alex Salmon is less than a second. He's 0.6 of a second right in front of him. This is it. This is the battle. This is the battle that LMP1 was waiting for.
This is the battle for LMP1 we were waiting for. There's still that battle between Nesov and Kofanov. They remain in those two positions. Lapchin is unable to catch onto them. Lion, Woods, they're battling. And also at the front, they're battling. Zoltenberg is blinking. I cannot see what's happening there. Lion and Woods will continue to battle. And Yakubu pushing, and pushing. 306. He's 3 kilometers an hour faster than Salmon on this straight. He's caught the gap to 0.3 of a second. Cannot make it. Now 0.4 of a second through Lake Coombe. I love seeing it. How much of the curve does Yakubu use and Salmon use? A lot more curve on the exit there. Malmedy for Salmon might help him. Not sure. Yakubu continues. He's trying to go late braking at the moment. Not working for him. He has to just tone it back a bit. Half a second is the gap. So he continues to climb. 0.4 of a second, 0.3. Is he using too much boost? Is he trying to get this done now? Or is he trying to put the pressure on Salmon? We'll wait and see. We come to the last half of the lap.
As they come through the S's. I know these. Oh, Les Fonds. There we go. That's the word. Les Fonds. Oh, the gap is still... It's closing slowly through this last section, but does he unleash it now? That's the question. As they come out of Savalot, do they unleash it? Does Yakubu unleash power? He does. He's actually 4 kilometers an hour faster than Alex Salmon. That's still good enough to
get...
he
cut the grass.
He's going wide.
Can he make this? I'm not sure. Jake Browning's already crossed the line, by the way. Yakubu's going to go really late. He's trying to make it. He's not going to make this. Alex Salmon will have to make a mistake if he wants this. He will not. Browning takes the win. It won't be a 1-2 for RLR. It's a 1-3. Salmon splits the RLR Brucey Esports.
Marcus Deck is having to defend into the last chicane as well. Into the bus stop. Oh, and Magic, no, he went wide.
The Magic goes wide, and Marcus Deck is... he was early celebrating there, but he celebrates now with his Marcus Deck. Now, what else happens? Will Lyon unable to get past Lewis Woods. Here comes the GTEs right now. We've still got this battle between Kofanov and Nesov. And I believe Lapchin has started to pull into them, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be all for naught. We'll wait and see. That is Roder getting between the two of them. Kofanov gets bookmarked. Roder's in between the two of them. Try to get by. He's not going to work. Is he trying to go around the outside here? Trying to make sure he doesn't get involved in this battle, but he might cause a little bit of an issue. Who's going to get this on the line? Oh, Lapchin trying to go for an inside dive. He's not going to. And it looks like on the straights, Kofanov is going to get P3 with that lap traffic. Kofanov gets P3. Nestor will get 4th, and Lapchin almost gets on the podium. What a finish there. And that lap traffic just caused a little bit of the chaos that I think Nesov needed to get that position. Or, no, not for Nesov, sorry, for Kofanov to get that position.
That was very entertaining. By the way, Patrick Heinrich, after his second pit stop for a penalty, he is only ending up in 8th position. What could have been for him? Unfortunate, but that's the nature of racing.
Such a shame for him as well, but pretty sure now that is
everyone,
buddy. Yeah. So I'll let you go over the results. I took it away last time.
I'll do my best. Now we have the boys in the LMP1 toys, and that is Jake Browning taking P1 in the number 20 car, ahead of Alex Salmon and Ishmael Yacobu in second and third. Stolzenberg, although he was blinking, he came fourth. Well done to him. Lewis Woods in 5th position with Will Lyon in 6th. 7th is Alessio Centones. 8th, Varconi. Haras in 9th. Edward. Is it Edward? It's Edward in 10th. Marcus Deck wins it for LMP1. Well done to him. In second is Linek.
Oh, God. Sorry, Jake Brownie's just decided to hit the wall at Leithorn just for a little bit of a celebration. The RLR guys are going 2 by 2, and then he decides, you know what, I'm just going to boost all the way into the wall at Leithorn. He goes flying, by the way.
I mean, he is allowed to celebrate. He did come first.
Yeah.
First, second, and third are Deck, Linek, and Munoz. Salmons, not Alex Salmons, but Greg Salmons in 4th position. Ruda in 5th. State 6th. Uzunu Hazanoglu in 7th. In 8th is Wienberg. 9th is Ippenberg. Ruiz in 10th. And then we get into Corbs, who had to retire after his late race incident. Vecchio wins it for GTE. Blazer in 2nd with Kofanov in 3rd. Nizov in 4th. Lapchin 5th after his early incident, turning him around and sending him to near the back of the field. They'll be happy about that. Grabau in 6th. Dean 7th. Drakea 8th. Heinrich 9th. 10th is Bozga. And then we get into the people with the sad face. Skorupski unfortunately had to park. Alarcon unfortunately had to park, and then unfortunately Connor Pearson had to park it. Heistand parked it. Wurzag parked it. Milani and Mayer both had issues. Melche, we saw what happened unfortunately to him. Bondul also had to park it, with Soto and Jepson also parking it before too long.
Some good drives up around the field. We just go over the big movers and shakers in the races. Not a lot happened in the LMP2s. Actually, with Corbs and Pearson retiring, everybody that was not the top 3 moved up 2 spots. All of them. So they probably just started where they finished +2. Elsewhere in the LMP2s, Greg Salmons made up 5 places. Uzan Hagalogu made up 7 places in the Godzilla car. Great drive for both of them. Salmons as well, getting a P4 out of it in the GTEs. Drakea did not set a qualifying time, but he still makes up 6 places overall. Oliver Dean, in one of those Ferraris, made up 4 places. A very good performance when you think about all of the cars that were around. And really, for the second time in his second race in the broadcast, I do have to say, Rob, Lapchin gets my driver of the day just for that incredible comeback, because he was at the back of the field after the first lap and he comes back to P5. And I thought to myself, he's 14 seconds away from Vecchio. He's not going to catch them. I didn't think he'd almost come onto the podium. That was a fantastic drive from Lapchin.
I mean, I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. You know, he did well. He did very well, actually. To be fair, now, it'd be unfair for me to say that he didn't. But where is the boy himself? There he is. And your driver of the day is Yannick Lapchin. Except I would have picked Jake Browning because he was Uber mode. But it be like that sometimes.
I have to say, I rule. As we finish, though, this is the end of the season for ILMS broadcast. Well, it's not the end of the season for ILMS. We've still got 3 more days. Fantastic patch coming ahead, and who knows what will hold forward for ILMS. But Raidillon TV will be back, hopefully, next season. So for everyone here, myself and Rob included, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us live on iRacing.com/live and on YouTube.com/Raidillon. We have had a fantastic time. If you've liked what you've seen, hit the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Do check out underneath the video links to our Discord for our little community and for trackcams22.com, providing once again these fantastic cameras, including the slow moon for the Shin.
I can't believe you've done this.
We have one more broadcast in the official season to come. Sunday night, 1945 GMT, Fanatec GT Challenge. They finish the season off at Monza. Until then, though, if you'd like more from us, because we will be broadcasting Week 13, not some Week 13 races, but something pretty major. Next Saturday, as the Major Series playoffs come live to Raidillon TV on Saturday night. But until then, thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching us through this season. I have been Craig.
I've been Robert.
And this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need.
And don't forget to send a love to RaceSpot as well, because we're smart. We keep forgetting to do it.